Within this video, we take you with us as we travel to Oklahoma and tour the Oklahoma City National Memorial, a memorial that reflects upon the devastating events of April 19th, 1995, a truly dark moment within our history.
Oklahoma, so that's a big one.
Our travel allows us to check off another state on our map. In so doing, we managed to take in a couple of local points of interest and complete a very memorable hike. This hike makes us really work hard as we end up knee-deep in the mud and streams. But first, to get to RV Park, we need to make a run for it, as Oklahoma is still in the distance. Our first stop is the Oklahoma City National Memorial. Here, the events of that day and the people it affected are recorded and presented. A day that started just like any other, but the events of that day placed it into the memory of this nation and the world forever.
The destination is on your left. Oklahoma City National Memorial and Museum.
Employee parking only.
Arrived.
The lush green of the trees in the beautiful park are in stark contrast to the violent and tragic events that unfolded here. While the name on the building states it is a national memorial, it is in fact operated by the state of Oklahoma, and it is an affiliate of the national parks. This means your National Park Pass will not serve to cover the entry fees. The organization of the artifacts begins with events on the morning of April 19th, with the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building still intact and facing 5th Street. This map shows you the park today and where the building stood prior to that day. Before there was 9/11, there was Oklahoma City. This was a federal.
All right, so there you go. I was right, 1995.
Upon paying your entrance fee, you are transported up to the second floor where the events begin. Oklahomans expect this day to be a day just like any other, only it is not to be. The government's actions at Ruby Ridge in 1992 and then again in Waco, Texas in 1993 fueled the hatred of 3 men and a woman to take action against the federal government. Hence, how the federal building before you and its residences became the target of the events you are about to see. Your first stop is a video that quickly explains the contents and the purpose for this memorial.
Away from the destruction, we ran toward the bombed buildings to help.
I just got from my truck and entered the
demonstrated inside and get command
It's the best trip I've ever made in my life.
He ran out with
And
us.
she had running towards the people that were running
We
away.
identified ourselves and we were led through the police line.
Lines and lines of people waiting to try to give, to do something. People just wanted to do something.
On that April day, Oklahomans and Americans, we lost our innocence, but not our character. Instead of scattering, we came together. And in coming together, we healed. We investigated, we sought justice, and we remembered.
The truth of Oklahoma City is the courage and comfort you found in one another. It began with the rescue. It continues with this memorial. It is recorded in this museum.
Unfortunately, in our world today, violent terrorism is no longer such an unfamiliar event.
We've learned that we need to be awake and aware. We have to continue to be America at the same time.
The first room you enter is set to the morning of the 19th, prior to the building's destruction. It begins as a perfectly normal day, and you are brought into how the citizens of the city faced their day. You are also presented background information about Ruby Ridge, Waco, and how these events fueled the hatred of McVeigh and Nichols. Within the room's artifacts is a book, Turner Diaries, which is a story that closely mirrors the actions that occurred here and likely served as the framework for their plans. As you move forward through the room, time is advancing. By the end of the room, it is now 9 o'clock. Minutes before, McVeigh has lit the fuse to the bomb and was about to drop it off in front of the building. Passing through the next door, you've experienced those events.
No, this does not. So they've got a picture.
Standards of Europe used to terrorist bombing. U.S. federal buildings are easy targets open to the public.
Lucas, these are some of the original letters that the rest of them, got burned out.
The next section of the museum presents the details of the bombing and its aftermath. The bomb damages or destroys 324 buildings within a 16-block radius. 16 of those buildings are beyond repair and are torn down. The financial total is in excess of $650 million. Yet, the real cost are the 168 lives lost, including 15 children. Another 700 are injured.
So at 9 o'clock, this clock recovered from the rubble of the journal records 9:02. Look at that. That's a blind on a window. Look at this monitor for a computer.
I have to say, comparing the memorials of Pearl Harbor, the 9/11 memorial, and here, I find the personal stories told here to be the most compelling and not coincidentally, the most emotionally impactful. For me, here, Andersonville, and Wounded Knee are the 3 parks within the National Park System where I become the most emotionally affected.
Purse.
Unlike the collapse of the Twin Towers, the rescuers were able to save people here. Those efforts certainly took their toll on the individuals involved in those activities. The third and final area of the memorial focuses on the investigation, arrest, and trials of McVeigh, Nichols, and their collaborators. The Ryder truck used by McVeigh contained 13 barrels and more than 6,000 pounds of ammonium nitrate fertilizer, diesel fuel, and other commonly available explosive materials. The blast was equivalent to more than 5,000 pounds of TNT. Astonishingly, McVeigh was arrested and in jail before the FBI had any clue who had carried out the attack. Shortly after departing Oklahoma City, an alert police officer pulled over McVeigh's car due to it lacking a proper registration tag. The stop resulted in McVeigh being arrested for carrying a concealed weapon and jailed. Although McVeigh was already in jail, the FBI had quickly identified him as their prime suspect through recovery of the truck's differential and tracing the serial number on it to the Ryder truck McVeigh had rented. At the conclusion of the memorial exhibits is a set of windows which affords a view of the grounds where the federal building once sat. In place of the building today is a complex of a reflecting pool with large walls at each end. These walls, labeled 901 and 903, represent the last moment of innocence and the first moment of recovery.
There's our truck. We parked right there on the side. Beautiful lawn. Beautiful walkway in front of the building. There's the tree that made it through it all, the only one. There's the 901.
The placement of the reflection pool is the former location of 5th Street, which was the exact location where McVeigh parked the truck in front of the federal building. Beyond the reflection pool our 168 chairs represent those people that lost their lives on that day. The arrangement is in accordance with where each person was within the building on that fateful day. There is a subtle difference in the chairs. A few of the chairs are smaller. These smaller chairs are a special tribute to the children who also died within the building that day. Following the Oklahoma City National Memorial, we pursue some lighter activities and head out to a park that is near the RV park. Here, we take in some easy walking and enjoy watching the waterfowl and their young. You're looking for food, aren't you? We're not supposed to feed you.
We're not?
No. That's what it says, don't feed you. That's what it looks like. This is what we do a lot of, just hiking around, walking around. You're filming the trash, huh? Oh, the little turtle down there? The ducks are laughing at you for doing that. Looks like there's 5 ducks and a goose. Couple of geese. It is very pretty. I wonder if it was a converted golf course. It's kind of what it looks like, doesn't it? I don't have food. I don't have any. You worked all that way to get here.
Aww. Dad jumped in.
Just like a river float, huh? She's a little leery of you. Our last activity in Oklahoma was a hike around Prague Lake. Although we knew there had been a large amount of rain recently, we were totally unprepared for the conditions that we encountered on this trail. As the trail is a loop, we hiked it in a clockwise fashion, which is our normal manner.
And the orange looks kind of like coneflowers.
If we had hiked in the opposite direction, we likely would have stopped and turned around in the first half mile.
Don't you fall in those new pants. Oh! Well, that's hard over there.
It's not as bad. That's bad. That's bad.
Let's see.
Think I can jump that?
No, that's nasty over there.
Yeah, it is. You got to go to the right. Maybe she's onto something.
That's the right over there.
Yeah, I think she's onto something, Lucas.
I made it. Most of the way.
Don't lose your shoes, Lucas.
I don't think that's viable.
Jump on the side.
This is the most ridiculous hike we've ever done. To add insult to injury, because Patty and I frequently walked through the lower brush, while Lucas stayed in the center of the trail.
What's that? This is
She
fun?
and I were covered in ticks and required strong antibacterial prescriptions to fend off Lyme's disease.
Going first.
I'll volunteer.
That one's wide, not deep. Go ahead, Lucas. So much for dry feet.
Where are we?
At the end.
It's not where the truck is.
Yes, it is.
Thank you for taking the time to watch our video. We greatly appreciate that you have chosen to share your time with us. If you like this video, please hit like and share it with others who may also enjoy seeing it.